everybody, my name is MetalMusicMan.
And I'm Professor Lex.
I just cut Alex off. I gave him no time to count down. I cut him off. I always enjoy finding new and different ways to weird you out during our opener. This is episode 49 of the Metal and Lex podcast. Welcome. And today we're gonna talk about some things, and most of them are A2 because that's
what you paid for.
Yeah, he's graciously provided us content. Former guest A2.
He could be a guest again.
He could be a guest.
He hasn't been like dishonorably discharged.
Dishonorably discharged Gordo thrower A2. This is the new in the Smash. the Smash tabloids. Dishonorably discharged A2.
Wow, I'm so sorry.
Disgraced former Gordo thief A2.
Well, he's still out there chucking Gordos.
Yeah. Refuses the cease and desist. He needs to be on the list somewhere.
Contacted him.
Yeah, he's a confirmed Gordo offender, and everywhere he goes, he's got to drive to all the houses of his neighbors and be like, "Excuse me, I just moved in.
Per the law,
I'm so sorry.
I must warn you.
I am a Gordo chucker." Oh man, I love making up bullshit about A2. It's so fun.
What's extra funny is that he's like nice. Sometimes he DMs me on Twitter and he just says like pleasant conversation thoughts, or he'll be like, "Hey, I listened to your podcast and I agree with you. I think you got some good ideas."
He is a nice man. I will give him that. Right? You know what I think though. What I think the perfect storm is with him. So like, let's compare A2 to someone like, let's say T-Mac. Hi T-Mac. He's also a listener.
Hey T-Mac.
T-Mac is so nice that I just want to kill him. I just want to kill you, T-Mac. You're too nice. There's that's all. Yeah, like, and then it just goes to the point where you're just like, God damn it, why are you so nice? And then you just end up feeling bad. A2 is a little bit of a douchebag. It's like the perfect amount. Just a little bit. He's really, really nice. And then he says a thing and you're like, yeah, fuck you, A2, you fucking piece of shit. And then I never feel bad. I never feel bad about giving him shit. It's the perfect amount. Mwah.
It's the perfect time. Yeah.
Mwah.
Thank you.
Anyway.
Thank you for that balance.
Yeah. A2 on Twitter at LSXAndrew. You can't follow him because he's an old dumb piece of shit who locks his accounts.
You could follow him, but only on his terms.
Yeah, only on his terms. But you can follow at A2 Resin where he makes cool controllers. We'll plug that. So anyway, he sent us some topics. Unless you got any updates, I was just gonna dive right in because they're pretty funny.
One of the
updates?
No, I don't have anything.
Oh, I thought you did. Yeah, we don't do anything, kids. I play WoW. Lex, like, I don't know, successfully maintains a loving relationship. Whatever. Like,
I'm engaged.
Whatever. Yeah, you fucking bitch.
I am a tiny bitch. Yes. Okay. Here's what I do. Because you play WoW all day.
I play World of Warcraft.
For a while there, I was in the lab on Marvel 3.
Okay.
Then I got playing Skullgirls again. I dropped. Well, I am present progressive, dropping Beowulf so I can pick up Parasol.
I'm still sad about that, even though I don't care about Skullgirls.
Because you like Beowulf?
I don't know. I didn't realize until you said you were dropping him. It's like you don't know what she got till Beowulf gets dropped. I think that's how the song goes.
Yeah, I believe those are the lyrics.
Yeah. So anyway, I don't know. Anyway, I hope it goes well for you though.
And visual novels. So if you don't see me in person, I'm either practicing a fighting game no one wants me to play, or reading a visual novel.
Those are both. I think those are pretty accurate.
Valid investments.
Yeah. Oh God, I accidentally clicked my webcam into the big picture, like what you see, and it's horrible.
Oh, yeah.
I once again apologize for my lack of white balance today. We were going over that before we started. I don't really have to crank up the white balance, so I'm not super pasty, and it's like. It's winter. The light.
Your head.
I'm very paced. I'm so paced.
Your head is like the same color as the wall behind you, and sometimes if you turn just the right angle, I lose you.
I just blend right into it.
Gone,
yeah. Well, you can track me via those bright red dots. They're tracking dots, I call them. So you can track those very easily. It's very
sure.
Evolutionarily necessary for us mountain folk. You gotta make sure to find us in the snowstorm. We gotta have fucking blotches all over our face.
The red dot.
It's like Rudolph. It's like Rudolph.
You were talking about the red tracking dots, and I couldn't figure out if you were talking about acne I can't really see.
Oh, it's because I'm turned this way. See, I have to slightly turn my face this way so you can't see the acne behind my giant schnoz.
Oh, sure.
Dude, I will say while we're fucking going on tangents, Goddamn, dude, the fucking COVID face mask of adult acne hiding is so wonderful. I've saved so much money on not buying cover up for my adult acne because I just wear a face mask at all times. It's wonderful.
Like medical cover up or like
like makeup. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Dude, okay, look. If
you should wear concealer.
If you're a dude and you got some face pimples and you've never just like decided to buy concealer on Amazon because the patriarchy is fucking stupid, just go buy it.
It's a little bit different for people like me.
They have different colors.
Mm-hmm.
None of them match? Are you telling me none of them? Alex, there are like 47 shades darker than the one I bought, motherfucker. There's no way. There's no way they don't have one.
Starting at is that 0 gamma or is it infinity?
It jumps a lot. It jumps a lot. All I'm saying, if you put that shit next to me, it would look like I was wearing war paint. Okay, that's all I'm saying. So I feel
which
like
is still badass.
Sure.
If I put on white, suddenly I have to rationalize white face and then talk about whether that's better or worse than black face.
Well, it's not as bad.
It's
not as bad, I guess. There is a dude concealer is what I was getting to called like fucking war paint or some shit. Because dudes are so fucking insecure about wearing makeup or whatever. And like sometimes part of that is really funny, and then sometimes I just feel bad. Like imagine you're a dude and like everyone in your life has been like, hey, you better really think about the way you sneeze. Because otherwise you might suck a dick later. Watch out, kids. Like,
do you remember? There was dozens of years ago. If you washed your ass, you were gay.
Dude, yeah, I actually.
Yeah, you pretty much gotta wash your ass.
Like, you gotta wash your ass, kids. Like,
you must.
You need to. Like, I was reading some other stupid, I don't even remember what it was from now. I think it was either a tweet or some shit on Reddit. And it was like somebody talking about how like, you know, guys can wear chapstick, but when you put the chapstick on, if you only put it on your bottom lip and then you put your lips together, you're definitely gay. Like, who thinks this shit up? Like, how are you?
I don't know how to put on chapstick. I don't know what that's like.
Well, first of all, as a person with a giant bottom lip, because my aunt pulled the rug out from underneath me as a child, and my bottom tooth went through this side. I have a bunch of scar tissue here.
Actually?
Yeah, I'm serious.
Wow.
I'm serious. You probably never noticed it because I'm so hot otherwise.
I've never just but getting real close.
My bottom left lip is there's like a line. You probably can't see it on the webcam.
You just said bottom left lip like you have at least 3.
Well, sorry, the bottom left side. The bottom left side. Yeah. Okay. There's like a scar there. Yeah, it probably doesn't come through on the webcam. Yeah. Anyway, there's a scar on front of it, and then behind it, like right now, there's just a big ball right behind it that I can feel. It's like there's a big metal ball bearing stuck inside my lip that's just scar tissue. So anyway, my point was, since I have a giant fat lip on the bottom, that how else would I do it? It's efficient. Why would I coat both lips when I could just put a bunch of chapstick on my bottom lip and then go and move them together? That's fucking efficient. That's efficient as shit. Like, if you're going to be toxically masculine about dumb things like chapstick.
Ladies, is it gay to be efficient with your chapstick?
Fellas, today I washed my butt and efficiently put on chapstick. I have decided... I have decided that I am a gay.
The gays.
Jesus Christ. Oh man, I have not had enough coffee for this conversation. We have the best tangents. Good job, us.
We do. It's true.
Anyway, things. Anyway. I forget if I cut you off or not. I probably did. I didn't. Okay, it's a miracle.
You probably did. Just law of averages. It's okay.
That was fucking soul of bass on his comment.
That was fucking hilarious.
Or the other one was like, you know, metal, sometimes he just talks a little too much. And I'm like, yeah, that's fair. I'm not even... and then he called our podcast a conversational nature. And I was like, I'm taking that compliment. I'm having a conversation. It's not just with myself.
You're having a conversation, not us.
Oh my god!
No, it's not that bad. You're fine.
It's only almost that bad.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. A2 has a bunch of questions for us.
A2's absolutely fantabulous, happy, fun time, literally perfect, actual ghost approved, $1 billion revenue generating list of questions and topics for the Lex and Metal podcast. So that is his tweet. Number one is you can be A2’s or says you can be instantly incredible at one fighting game overnight. What is it? Do you know immediately? I cheated a little on this question. Sounds like a no.
No, you go ahead.
I think just because I'm extremely efficient, as we've just gone over. I think for efficiency's sake, I think I would probably pick Melee. Because it just takes so long to get like truly incredible at that game.
You want to skip the line.
Yeah, but I mean, I think part of that too is the same old argument where Melee is like less dead than say Street Fighter 4. So yeah, but also I was a lot better at Street Fighter 4 than I've been at most games. So I mean,
we were incredible.
Yeah, all of us were pretty good. Yeah.
I
don't know if I'd say incredible, but close to incredible. Nigh incredible. I almost beat Combo Fiend and 801 Strider on the Excellent Adventures episodes that happened on. It was a very close set.
You're sort of a Street Fighter freak show. Oh, come look at the amazing Oni boy. He plays video games, but bad characters.
But cool bad characters.
Yeah,
Woo.
You can't just play Honda. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Nobody fucking cares.
Who would fucking do that to themselves?
The when you were playing on the stream at whatever it was, Untamed Gaming or Unchained Gaming.
Yeah.
I don't remember what it's called.
Untamed.
I think it's Untamed. You were on there like the only person in the chat that was like, "Ooh, Lex has got a nice Honda." Was the other Honda player?
Yeah, there's three of us, and Mike Ross doesn't play video games anymore.
The other Honda player was like, "Ooh, nice," and everyone else is just like, "Boo, boo." Well, except me. I like
this
lame
fucking guy.
But yeah.
If I had to pick one game, I'm not even gonna say that I need to be like instantly incredible at it, but like competent.
The question
and obviously
is
I'll
incredible.
take incredible
Yeah.
because the question is incredible.
Okay.
Yeah, probably Smash Ultimate. So that I don't have to play Wolf to figure out what the game
That's
is.
a good
anymore.
one for you.
That would be nice.
You've been making some Wolf progress though, Alex. You've been
but has it translated into Bayonetta progress?
It never will. Bayonetta is stupid. Stop playing Bayonetta, you fucking idiot. God, why?
It's got Afterburner Kick.
No.
It's got Air Afterburner Kick. It's so cool.
Stop. I hate it. If you were instantly good at Ultimate, that would be sick. That would be sick.
Yeah, because then I could play Bayonetta.
I don't understand why you aren't good and better. I don't get it. You have like Smash fundamentals.
Language.
You played Melee. You're not even that bad at Melee. And like you're like competent, and like I don't understand the things that you can't do.
What changed?
And I don't understand why. I mean, you're not better at Melee than Ultimate, but you've played Melee.
I probably am.
You think you are? Okay.
Yeah, it's just there's so much more of a gap between like decent and like good at Melee.
Yeah,
because I'll never be good.
Yeah,
at Melee.
Maybe so.
I could be good at Smash Ultimate, but
yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Sound off in the comments for your tips for Alex to get better, and also just slap him for mentioning Bayonetta, or just slap him next time you see him in real life, just right across the face. He'll ask why, and
no, I'll know.
Yeah,
I'll know what I've done.
Yeah, that's way better. Yes, you're right. Question number 2: What game are you all caps right about? Oh, right. What game are you right about and everyone else is wrong? 1, specifically a fighting game. Quote, or parenthetically, Lex cannot pick an anime fighter. 2,
which sucks.
Any other game. So what game are you? I only cheated on the first question. The rest of these I'm taking them as they come. I just scrolled through.
Okay. Obviously, or no, you said everyone else has to be wrong about it?
What game are
and
you
everyone else is wrong.
Right about and everyone else is wrong?
Golly. And I can't pick an anime fighter. Can I pick a versus fighter?
I'll allow it,
not anime.
But only as a technicality. It's basically the same thing.
Yeah, it's cousins. They're kissing cousins.
Yeah.
No, because there's... Okay. Here's a hill that I died on not too long ago in Marvel 3. In the St. Louis Discord, so I'm outing you guys. Doom is one of the best characters in the game because he has great damage potential, good meter build, and importantly, great synergy, especially from his assists. If you haven't played Marvel vs. Capcom 3 before, everyone has 3 predetermined assists. It's not like Skullgirls where you can pick any move. They've picked precisely 3 moves, and you get to pick one of those moves for your game. Doom, like everyone else, has 3, but unlike everyone else, all 3 of his assists are good. Plasma Beam is good. It gives you good horizontal coverage. He comes out and shoots a little Kamehameha wave, and then you can, like, if they block that, then you get a mix-up. You can use it in combos as an extension. It's great. He's got Hidden Missiles assist, which is very unique because there's no other assist quite like it. He comes in and he sends missiles straight up. The missiles have active hitboxes. They can hurt you.
They fly off screen.
They fly off screen, and then they fly back onto screen, tracking where the opponent is, which means that you get free pressure as long as you can protect your Doom while he's shooting the missiles. It means that you get really interesting combo extensions because the missiles go up and they also come down. So you can get like multiple grapple hits.
You can hit on the way up and the way down. Yeah.
Yep. It's great. It's phenomenal. And the other assist that you never see played is Rocks, the molecular shield assist. Everyone says that Rocks are the worst assist, but still good, and they're wrong. It might be his best assist.
Is this your projectile armor one or whatever? Yeah. I like this. This is a good rant.
So, Plasma Beam, Doom comes out, charges up his Kamehameha wave, and shoots it. It's pretty fast. Doom rocks the molecular shield. He like holds his hands out, and rocks start swirling around him, and then they come out and like shoot at the other guy. So compared to a beam, which has an active hitbox that stretches the length of the screen, these are a projectile that sort of like flow across the screen. But each of the rocks that have swirled around him have projectile durability. And the way that projectiles interact in Marvel is that when one projectile comes in contact with another projectile, their durability gets weighed against each other. And then whoever has more durability points, that projectile still persists on the screen.
It's pretty much the same as Street Fighter and similar to Smash, other than Transcendent priority in a way. So yeah.
I think it's a little bit more complicated than Transcendence, but yeah.
Other than that.
So it seems like it might not be as good because it doesn't force them to block from full screen distance, but if they call their Doom Beam, which is so good and must be better than Rocks, and you call Molecular Shield the swirling projectile, the Molecular Shield has more durability points. More than the Doom Beam. So if you both call your assist, your Rocks will still exist on the screen, and their Plasma Beam means nothing to you.
And I assume that the startup of Rocks is somewhat similar, or it's probably a little slower?
It's a little bit slower. Yeah, it's a little slower, but the rocks swirl around. It's not slow by any means. Yeah. And they have active durability points while they're swirling around him before he launches them. So you can call it almost as a counter to beams. You might have to be a little bit preemptive, but that just means you might have to be good at the game. But then you still get free assist coverage, and they just don't get to call Doom Beam anymore.
Yeah.
Also, it works better because it's a projectile that travels the length of the screen and is so wide because you're tossing a shitload of rocks at people. It works to give you really good ground coverage, and it works as a halfway decent anti-air. So characters like Wolverine, who have great dive kicks, will just suddenly get fucked up by rocks, and so now you can't play Wolverine anymore.
Yeah, that sounds that aspect of it, like the fact that it like swirls around him, and then when it comes out, it is really big. As I understand the anti-projectile argument a lot, and that seems pretty cut and dry. I'm guessing, the startup being slower is probably an issue for some people, which I think is a fair point depending on the matchup. But
sure,
it does sound like it's pretty versatile if it also is good against dive kicks and like normal grounded approaches. So.
Viper
that's a
can't
cool
do anything about it.
I don't think I ever saw anyone use it ever. It was always hidden missiles or finger lasers. There's nothing other than those.
Yeah, because those are both really good assists. And I'm not saying with certainty that Doom Rocks is his best assist. It might be his worst assist. I just think it certainly merits the conversation. And everyone else is like, nah, you're fucking wrong, Alex. I would never do
that. That's a really big pet peeve of mine is like anytime something is the worst, a lot of times people don't spend any time on thinking about it at all once they discover it's like the worst. And it's like, sometimes something is the worst so much that you should never use it. Like Brawl Ganondorf. But other times, something is the worst in the sense that, like, maybe it's the worst of the available options, but they're all really good, and it just happens to be this one is, like, slightly less good than the others. But maybe it has, like, a very specific or several specific niche uses. And yeah, that's, like, super important. So yeah, that's I mean, as someone who doesn't play Marvel, that certainly sounds like what that is. You have made a good argument. What is your other game?
Everyone's
other than
Final Fantasy 13. Hey, everyone who plays Final Fantasy, especially those of you who enjoyed Final Fantasy 7, the remake. Fuck you. You're wrong about Final Fantasy 13. Everyone's like, oh, the game's too linear. It's got a bunch of corridors. Fuck you. Yes, it does. That doesn't mean anything. Who gives a shit about the layout of the map? You're on the point of the game is that you're being pursued by space cops. And the cops are chasing you, so you are running from them the entire length of the game.
Down the longest corridor known to man.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's fine, because the whole time stuff is happening. They're like, oh, but you don't even get all of the game's mechanics. You're right. The game evolves. For 30 hours, it evolves. Fuck you if you think that's stupid. You're wrong. And then they're like, there's no open world. No, there's not. There's a point where you get to Australia. When you get to Australia, the game opens up and then narrows back in so that you can go to the end of the game. That opened up part is huge. What do you want? What do you want from me? And the combo, the combat system isn't particularly evolved. It's 7's. 7 has the same system. You can just move a little bit more freely in 7. Is that all you wanted? Idiot. I need to interact with the physical space of the world. Idiot. Having a corporeal body. Who do you think you are? Final Fantasy 13 is phenomenal, and you're wrong if you say anything else.
Oh man, that was heated, Alex. You've been bottling that one up for years. It seems.
Have.
Yeah. Oh my god.
People think that the things that make 13 unique make it bad, and I think a more fair criticism of 13 is that it's not particularly Final Fantasy. If it had been named any other game, I don't think that the legacy of other Final Fantasy would have shackled people's perception of it. And if you want to tell me it's not a very Final Fantasy, all right, you got me.
I think that's a fair distinction though, because there are games like that. So like we've talked about Max Payne on here a couple times. I really like, the first one is not something anyone needs to replay, but I mean it was great at the time. The second one is really all you need. Max Payne 2 is a great game, and the third one, a lot of people like give shit because they're like, well, it's not really a Max Payne game, and it's like there are elements to it that I agree, and I could definitely see how some people might have been a little disappointed that it wasn't like basically just Max Payne 2 over again. But I don't know, like they also do a really good job. They give you like some levels where you go back and you are like old Max, and it plays just like Max Payne 2 as like memory sequences basically. So, like, I feel like it did justice. It's just a lot of people they kind of want the same thing. But you could say the same thing for the game that I'm right about and everyone else is wrong that we already know, which is that Street Fighter 5 is awful. But as awful as it is...
Is everyone wrong about it?
Well, you know what? A lot of people are wrong about it. But yeah,
okay.
A lot of people still try to defend it and it bothers me. But I'm glad most people agree. But yeah, no, if you had named it a different game, it might not be that bad.
Yeah.
Because there are problems with the game. The problem is just that it's not a Street Fighter game. And like what you said about like, the legacy of the previous Final Fantasies. I was reading a tweet the other day by Keats. And for those of you who don't know who Keats is, he's a fighting game, I don't know, figurehead
organizer,
person.
Retired organizer.
Yeah, so he used to organize UGFT Ultimate Fighting Game, or UFGT, Ultimate Fighting Game Tournament, which became Combo Breaker. So it was Combo Breaker before Combo Breaker, so he kind of like laid the ground rules and I think taught Rick the Hado, who organizes Combo Breaker, which is everyone's favorite tournament basically. Kind of taught him everything. Keats did a lot of commentary and content creation in the very, very early days of Street Fighter 4.
And Marvel 4 or 3.
And Marvel 3, yeah, big Marvel head too. Yeah. And perhaps most notably, I don't know about single-handedly, but certainly I think was maybe the most important person in terms of actually making the game Killer Instinct. So that's his company with some other guy whose name I forget. I think if he wasn't lead programmer, he was maybe lead game designer or something. I don't remember. He was very, very... So anyway, this guy's got his hand in everything. And he's got a lot of takes that I do and don't agree with. I like following him on Twitter because he's kind of like me. He says things and sometimes you're like, yeah, and other times you're like, no, fuck you. So he's an opinionated guy, and the one he had the other day that it goes along with what we're saying is he was like, I hate working on games that have like an established IP because the IP prevents you from making the game that the game should be. And man, I don't agree with that. I understand what he's saying though. So here's my problem with that. So like I think I understand what he's saying. Like you're trying to make a game, and as you make the game, things evolve, right? Like you create new systems, you do little tweaks, and little tweaks begot other tweaks, and suddenly it's just like evolution in real life, right? Like little things happen, and like holy shit, there's an eye all of a sudden. How did that happen? Like that's a biology joke, kids. So anyway, so you're doing that, and it's crazy, and then like it seems silly to be beholden to like something way back when, you know, when the game was only a fish. Now that the game has evolved into a giraffe or whatever the fuck. If I'm continuing this analogy,
why do you need gills if you're a giraffe?
So I understand that, and I think that's like super valid in terms of both being frustrated and in terms of feeling hampered. But what I don't agree with is the part where you're like mad about the IP because first of all, you wouldn't have made the game if not for the IP. And second of all, the whole point of an IP is to have like a set, right? Like when you go to McDonald's anywhere, you know, when you order a fucking Big Mac, what it's going to be. That's the whole point. So like, I definitely like as a creative person can understand like the point of like being kind of shackled by that. But I feel like you should just make a different game. Why the fuck is Woshige making Street Fighter V? Woshige? Oh, excuse me. Why is he making Street Fighter V the way that he is? And everybody's like, oh, he's an anime player. He's adding all these cool things from anime. Fuck you. Don't make Street Fighter, you fucking dumbass. Why? Like, I'm sorry. Like, I don't... And, like, it could be a perfectly fine game, but, like, it just fucking isn't Street Fighter. And, like, I don't understand, like, why people get mad at people wanting an IP, which is the entire point of an IP, to represent what the IP represents. Make Street Fighter Alpha, which is make Street Fighter Cross Tekken. I don't have that. I don't have that thought in Street Fighter Cross Tekken. If it's Street Fighter Cross Tekken, I know there are going to be parts of the game that are like Street Fighter, but I'm not expecting it to be exactly like Street Fighter because it isn't. I'm not expecting Street Fighter Alpha to be exactly like Street Fighter because it's clearly like a little offshoot. But when you make a game that's called Street Fighter and a number, it better fucking be like Street Fighter 2. And if you think that design is old and tired, go fuck yourself. It's the most fucking famous fighting game and one of the most famous games of all time. Why the fuck? Like, I'm not saying you can't change anything. I'm not saying like, but why? Why the fuck would you make it a fucking aggro rushdown, like no defense, no zoning game? It's stupid. So anyway, I thought that point was interesting. I'm right about that. Everyone's wrong. There's a couple other fighting games I just want to throw in really quick that I think are interesting. One that I think never got enough credit, and I'll never understand why people didn't like it, is Mortal Kombat 4. Did you ever play Mortal Kombat 4?
That's not... Is it UMK3?
No. I'm talking about Mortal Kombat 4, not UMK3.
No, which one? Am I thinking of UMK? What's the number that comes after UMK?
3. That's 3.
Okay, then yeah, I haven't played 4.
So yeah, UMK3 is generally considered by most people, I think, the most beloved. UMK3 is the Street Fighter 2 of Mortal Kombat. And UMK3 is a really fun game. There are things I don't like about it, like the dial of combos. There's too many fucking target combos in Mortal Kombat, and the target combos.
The whole game is target.
Well,
combos.
okay, yes, but so Mortal Kombat 1 and 2 had no target combos, and they were very simple games. You know, they were not as archaic as Street Fighter 1. They were built after that, but they were pretty archaic. 2, I think, is as far back. Mortal Kombat 2 is as far back as probably anybody wants to play and still like have a decent time. But there's no target combos in 2. Like, there's just normals and specials. And I don't hate target combos. I just hate like an overload, and I hate combo systems that aren't intuitive. So one of the things I like the most about the Street Fighter combo system is, since there are characters that have target combos, but since most of the combos aren't using that, if you do like jab, jab, medium punch is Guile, right? Like crouch, jab, crouch, medium punch. Those are the same buttons, right? So when you hit jab, you see a jab, you hit jab again, you see a jab, and you hit medium punch. It comes out. It's just you doing those moves in sequence, and it works. But when you do a target combo, it's like you hit a sequence of buttons and like moves come out that aren't the same in Mortal Kombat. Like you hit like like button 1, button 2, button 3 in Mortal Kombat. And it's like he pulls out an axe and then a chainsaw. And you're like, why did he do that? Normally when I hit button 2, it's not a chainsaw. When I hit button 2, it's normally this kick. But because you hit button 2 right after button 3, now it's a chainsaw. That's confusing as fuck. And when Street Fighter does target combos, most of them, not all, I mean, but almost all target combos in Street Fighter are, even though they are target combos, even though they are dial a combo buttons, they dial into moves that match the animation. Almost always.
Yeah.
So,
even for moves that aren't specifically like, if you've got a target combo that's like stand medium punch, stand hard punch, even if that isn't just the medium punch, hard punch coming out, the hard punch looks like a hard punch after you've done it.
Yeah, they look, well, yeah. Most of the time they do actually look like the same button. But yeah, I'm not going to say 100% because there are some that are a little different, obviously. But a lot of time they do. So anyway, where I'm going with this is, so Street Fighter, or excuse me, Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3, or just Mortal Kombat 3 in general, one of the things I didn't like back in the day as a kid about that game as soon as it came out, and I didn't know how to articulate it because I didn't know what target combos or dial combos were, was that combo system. Because I was like, I have to, like, everybody has all these different combos, and there's no, there's no unifying thread. It's not like, oh, most characters can do a jab into a medium the way you do in like Street Fighter 4 or whatever. Like, it's not like, oh, most characters can do a medium into a medium the way you can in Street Fighter 5. It's just a random sequence of buttons that is completely different for each character for no reason other than for it to be different, and it shares nothing with their normals. So this annoyed me greatly. So 4 comes out. 4 is a 3D fighter with sidestepping. So I guess 2.5D.
Can't perceive it.
2.5D, excuse me, 2.5D.
Okay. So
not 3D, but like you have a button that makes you sidestep. So it's like dodge. It's like
into the foreground.
Yeah. So I think they call that 2.5D. So really weird because it's mostly 2D, but you can sidestep, right? Really almost no target combos at all in the game. Everybody has like a totally unified combo system. But the thing that makes everyone different, besides their special moves, obviously, they all have like the same bread and butter type combos, right? It's like everybody can do like, I don't even remember the combos. It's been so long since I played it, but like we'll say everybody can do like, you know, jump punch into crouch punch into stand kick into a sweep or some shit. Like everybody has like, almost every character has the same base bread and butters. But then obviously their specials are different, right? So that changes the character. And then everybody has a weapon. And you can pull your weapon out and your weapon changes your normals, right? And so it's like everybody is Cody from Street Fighter 4 with the knife, where some of your normals change and some of your normals don't, and everybody's weapon is different. So when you learn how to play one character, it's just like Street Fighter 4, right? With the focus attack that I've talked about. When you learn how to play one character, you immediately know how to do combos with every other character. It's just that everybody has like a different weapon input. So some people's weapon input is like down button. Some people's weapon, it's just a different special, right? With a different input. But you do the same little combo, right? You do like the punch to the kick to the thing, and then you combo into weapon pull, which auto attacks, and then you got your weapon out. And now you're like a whole new character where you can do some of those old combos and still do some of your specials, or you can throw your weapon, which was the sickest shit ever because characters that didn't have a projectile had the weapon throw was so fast. It was like I don't know if it was plus on block, but it was like fucking, I don't know. It was really good. I don't know what it was, but it was like you could just throw this weapon. So it'd be like if you're playing Zangief and you could just pull a car out and throw it at someone, but you threw it super fast, right? And it was like super plus. So you had
just like Zangief.
You were Zangief with an amazing projectile, but you could only do it one time because then once you threw it, your weapon was on the ground. And because it was 2.5D, wherever your weapon was, you had to pick it up like in Sam's show. Okay? So, but you were still a character. It's not like you couldn't fight. It's just you didn't have access to that. So Mortal Kombat 4 was a fucking cool game. And in my opinion, not only one of the coolest fighting games I've ever played, but definitely the best Mortal Kombat. And everybody hates it. Everybody hates it. Right after it, every Mortal Kombat has dial combo now. They just immediately were like, nope, dial combo. Every game's gonna have dial combo for always.
Well, you know what happened, right?
I guess not.
They tried to provide some nuance, some strange change to the core of what we believe to be Mortal Kombat.
No, you're wrong. No, you can't make this argument. I'm interrupting you. No, you can't because at that time, the core of Mortal Kombat,
there were three games.
The core of Mortal Kombat was Mortal Kombat 1 and Mortal Kombat 2, and Mortal Kombat 4 is so much more similar to Mortal Kombat 1 and Mortal Kombat 2 than UMK3 is. UMK3 is the third strike of the Mortal Kombat series. It's just that they doubled down on third strike. Whereas in Street Fighter, it's the same shit where Street Fighter 4 is more like Street Fighter 2 and third strike's a weird thing. It's the same thing. They just doubled down on the third strike, dude. So no, I reject that point. There had only been 4 Mortal Kombat games. 3 Mortal Kombat games before that. Only one of them was dial combo. Only one.
You can.
That's not the legacy. You can, I am going to punch you in the ass, Alex.
I just need you to know that you're rejecting your argument.
No, I am not. It's not applicable. How dare you?
I'm sorry.
All right.
Anyway, have to be the one to tell you.
Any other game. Last one.
Yeah.
Best game that no one knows about or plays: Crash and the Boys Street Challenge on the Nintendo Entertainment System. Do you know about this?
That's part of the Kunio-kun
It's
universe,
the River City people.
River City, yeah.
Yeah.
I said the Japanese one.
You mentioned that last podcast, and I just didn't want to derail super hard. But
no, you're fine.
That I actually never played River City Ransom. I don't know anything about it other than that whenever people would bring it up and show me screenshots, I'd be like, oh, that's Crash from Crash and the Boys. Like, they look the same. So Crash and the Boys is maybe the best game from like a skill standpoint that's like ever been made, considering the restraints like in the system that it's on. That game is literally on. That game is on NES. It has so much skill. It is fucking insane. I don't understand. So there's like the first. If you like fighting games, fucking get an emulator and try out Crash and the Boys Street Challenge.
Play Crash and the Boys. Okay.
So you can also play 4-player on NES, which is sick. It does like rotating. It does rotating 1v1s basically. So like you do like a bracket system and all 4 players.
Oh, sick.
It's really cool. So basically, the concept of this game is that there are like high schools with athletes, and there's 4 different high schools, and one of the high schools is like the rich high school, and the other high school is like the poor kids from the South Side. That's Crash and the Boys. They're the South Siders. Okay, so they're like, I'll fucking beat you in track and field and judo and swimming and other things. And they're like, no, you won't. We're rich. And then Crash and the Boys beat him up, right? So then Crash beat us up, and the guy goes to his dad, who's like the CEO of some company. Because he's rich, he's an old man, and he's like, you fucking shamed me, son, with your badness at athletics in high school, losing to the Southsiders. Haha, tut. I know. I'll throw a new competition with big rewards, and you'll all be in it. But I'll also create a super team of super athletes from my staff of employees, because for some reason people who are good at making money are also good at doing sports. I don't know.
They're probably better at sports than children. You got to find the right CEOs.
So then there's a computer team, a 5th quote unquote high school called Thornley, which is the company's team, and they're all like super athletes, right? So anyway, you do different events, and so I'm only going to talk about 2, maybe 3 events, but there's like 5. Yeah, there's 5 events. So the first one is track, and in order to run, okay, you have to tap forward on the D-pad. No, it's tap forward. But there's like a rhythm to it, right? Like you do need to go fast, but if you just go fast and the rhythm goes off, you'll slow down. So it's like kind of a rhythm game where you have to be like forward as fast as you can, but without like losing pace. That's the first thing, right?
Sure.
So then as you're going, you're jumping over hurdles and you're running next to someone. So it's like a head-to-head hurdles. You're both running along to the right side. So as you're running, there's like a couple different ways you can win. And being faster isn't really the way that you win, because the screen can only show so much. Sure. And so when you
technical limitation.
Now, if you're faster and you're in the front, you can run so fast that they fall off the back of the screen and they fall down. Okay, and when they fall down, they take damage, and the game like shoots them out into a ball. It just like takes a second and it shoots them forward to get them back on the track, but they take damage. So if you run really fast and they like fuck up hurdles or hit a hurdle and fall behind, they take damage from hitting the hurdle because they didn't dodge it. And you can either jump over the hurdles with the jump button, or you can slide under the hurdles. So there's 2 different, and depending on the size of the hurdle, one or the other works. Like some are too low to slide under and you get stuck. So you can kill them by running so fast and doing the hurdles and shit better than them that they just keep like hitting shit and falling off screen. But you can also fucking attack them. So when you jump, you can do a spin kick, which is like a fucking 2-frame link, and I'm not kidding. So when I'm not kidding. When you jump, you have to jump and hit the attack button, which is B. It's like a shoulder tackle. Oh yeah, that's another way you can break the hurdles. You can just shoulder tackle through them, which is a little slower, but there's benefits to that I'll get to in a minute. So you hit the attack button, I know, dude, these games, I'm serious. These games have so much skill. It's fucking insane. I'm not kidding. So you hit the attack button right at the like peak of your jump, and you will do a fucking Tatsumaki. You will do a fucking hurricane kick, spin kick. And so what you can do is you can run ahead of someone and then wait for them to like be dealing with a hurdle, and you can intentionally slow down, jump, fucking Tatsumaki, kick them in the fucking face, and then they take the kick damage and they fall off the screen.
And they fall,
right?
Which puts them back,
then so you can really press your advantage. The other thing you can do is when you shoulder tackle a fucking hurdle, right? You can shoulder tackle, it's like, there's like 4 different hurdle heights. There's one that's really, really high that you can't jump over, but you don't even need to slide. You can just run underneath it. There's which you could then spin kick, but that's it. And then there's like a medium high and a medium, and then there's a really low one that you have to jump over, but you can't slide. So the 2 medium ones you can shoulder tackle, because the one that's low, it just like hits your shins. So when you shoulder tackle one of the 2 medium ones, you break the hurdle. You break it, and the I don't know, the plate on the front, the thing that you jump over, the plate in the front flies off onto the ground.
I don't know enough about track and field to tell you what
I don't know what it's called, but yeah, the plate in the front. You shoulder tackle it, you break it, the plate flies onto the ground, and it becomes an item. And you pick up the item with the attack button, right? When you're over it, you have to, and it's pretty fast. I mean, you're going like the field is moving the whole time, right? So like you have to break it, you have to know where it's gonna fall, you have to pick it up. On the ground, if you hit the attack button with the hurdle, it's like a grounded spinning Tatsu, except that you do it with the hurdle piece. Yeah, it's like a lariat. You spin around. It's pretty shit because it takes way too long. It's not never useful, but that's probably the worst thing you can do with it. The best thing you can do with the hurdle is when you jump, you can fucking throw it. You can throw it like a smash item. And so as you're running, you're tapping forward. You're jumping over the hurdles. If you're in the back, you can jump and throw the hurdle forward and fucking knock them down, okay? And if you're in the front, you can jump and throw the hurdle by hitting back and throwing it. And depending on when you throw it at the height of the jump, it changes the trajectory, right? So you have to aim it as well as throw it while you're dodging it. But there's counterplay to that too, because if they throw the hurdle at you, you can either slide under it to avoid it and then whiff punish them, or you can counter air Tatsu, which kicks the hurdle out. It is insane. This is only one event. This is one event, and each event is a completely different game. Each event is like a completely different game, right? So, but track is the first event, and it is a fucking banger, dude. And there are people who have like more speed but less health, like characters, because you have 5 characters on each team that you can pick to do with each event. So, like the fastest guy in the game is named Wheels because creativity.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But he has no health, right? So, like Wheels is always going to be in the front. But he can only fuck up. He's like a fucking glass cannon. If you hit Wheels with like fucking literally 3 hurdles, he's fucking dead. So you better be on your counterplay shit, right? Because they're going to be at the back. Whoever's playing against Wheels is in the front. He's trying to break hurdles, throw him back. Whoever's in the back, it's like a fucking Hadouken projectile war. The guy in the back is just fucking shield blocking shit at the very back. Just fucking throw it. It's fucking insane. So, okay. The other one is swimming. That's really good. Swimming is the shit, where you're on left-right sides, and there's like a line down the middle, which so you each have your own side of the pool, and you can basically, you could say there's 3 levels to swimming. So if you're not doing anything, your character is swimming forward towards the camera. It's like a straight-on view, okay? A left-right screen split, straight-on view. You're there swimming at the camera, and the pool is like transparent. You can see them at the top of the water line, and you can see below the water line and above the water line. So they're swimming at the camera, and you have a HP meter and you have a breath meter. And you don't need to do
just like Metal Gear.
Yeah. You don't need to do anything to like swim forward at the camera. That's just like an idle animation that happens. The real gameplay is that you've got the swimming level of the top of the water, the automatic level. You can jump out of the water and you can jump straight up on your side, or you can jump to the left or the right to go to the other person's side. And you can dive down below the water to swim down below. And so while you're swimming, you're basically, again, it's like a weird fighting game that isn't a fighting game. It's so fucking amazing. So when you're swimming, there's several different techniques you could use. So you can jump over to the other person, and if the other person stays at the waterline level, when you jump, you land on their head, and then you're on their head, and you're just like drowning them in the water. They're losing breath really quickly.
Murder.
So you have to mash down and like the swim button to try and get out of, like, if they're on your head, you have to mash down on the swim button to get down below in the water, right? Because you have to go below because you can't go up because they're sitting on your fucking head. So you go down, but you've lost a bunch of breath because they just sat on your head and made you like breathe in a bunch of water. So your breath meter's really low. So now it's your job to try and get either A, to the other side from down below. You cross down underneath, right? Like the swim, okay? You cross down back to the other side that they just jumped from, and you pop up. If you pop up on the other side, they could pre-jump back to that side so that as you pop up, they land on your head again, right?
And
so then
successfully drown you to death.
Yes, but the timing is such that depending on when you come up and when they go, there's mind games, because what they could do is they could go up and they could pop back down so that you don't land on their head. You land at the top of the water, and then you can swim up beneath them and grab their legs and pull them under. So now they're also losing breath. You've got less breath than them, but there's an attack button when you're underwater, and you can kick them in the face or punch them. So if you kick them, and the kick has a range, it's like a range stagger. So if you want to kick them at like max range so that if they kick, you're like whiff punishing their kick. Okay, so their kick comes out and you're punishing their hurt box. And when you kick them, that takes away raw HP and more breath. And if you lose all of your breath, you drown below, and then you start losing health quickly until you snap out of it. And then you get a little bit of like leeway to where you have 0 breath, but you can like still swim really fast to try and get out and catch your breath at the top. If you don't get out on time because someone's trying to grab you down below, then you just drown again. And it's like before where you just keep losing health, like when you fall off the screen. You can also grapple them, so you can leverage your breath bar, right? So if you knock someone down below the water and you like kick them, and they go to like pseudo drown mode where their breath runs out, you can quickly swim up to the top, take big breaths, which is also a button you can press to breathe quicker. It's an animation. Up top, you take big breaths, you can dive back down, and then you can grapple them. And the grapple is a mash fest, right? But it doesn't matter even if you lose the grapple, because if you force a grapple on them when they have no health or when they have no breath bar, even if they win the grapple, it takes too much time for them to get back to the surface. So you can super duper pressure advantage, dude. It's fucking insane. Swimming is, oh my God, it's so fun. Like swimming might be my favorite. Okay, the last one is the last one I'm talking about. There's a wrestling one at the very end. I think they call it judo. So, and it's the most traditional fighting game, but basically it's that you have like a punch and a kick, and you have a backdash and a roll. And out of your roll, you can do an attack, which is like either a roll attack or a kick attack, depending on what like items you pick. And then when you grapple someone, you just get close enough to them, and your characters have different moves that cycle through on the bottom of the screen. So when you connect with the grapple, it'll say like hammer punch, fucking fireball, spike attack, whatever the fuck. And so you have to grapple someone, you hit the grapple. The grapple is a button spam war. It's like winning a mash contest, but in reverse. So you're mashing to see who wins the grapple and who gets to do an attack, instead of mashing to see who gets out of the grapple.
Who gets out of it?
Yeah, okay. You can mash out too, though. Like you can choose to mash in if you think you'll win, or you can choose to mash out and you sacrifice the ability to win, but you might be able to disengage. So then if you win the grapple, you get a free attack. But there's also like the kick and the punch is like where you can space people and space them out. So there's people who play like more grapple-y, or there's people who play like more attacky. And the attacks are super cool. They're super fucking ridiculous. Like Fireball Spike, he literally puts someone up like a volleyball. He throws him into a ball into the air, and then he fucking spikes you, and you turn into a fireball.
That's because the volleyball game is another one of the Kunio-kun series.
Yeah, okay. So anyway, Crashing the Void Street Challenge is probably like a top 3 video game I've ever played, and nobody fucking knows about it. It is criminal. Like, you could put that game on any console today, and it would have like, dude, it has like an actual... I'm serious. Like the level of skill that is in that game is fantastic. It is like so cool. Anyway,
do you a favor and tag Way Forward Games when we're done, when you go live. Is
that the people?
Yeah, they're the people who did River City Girls, which is the most recent, I think, installment of the Kunio-kun series. But they adapted like a side-scrolly beat 'em up Double Dragon Kunio-kun game.
Oh, okay.
They maybe they would love to hear that from you.
We'll see. I mean, I think
passion.
I think it's different than I know that's what it's like. I know that IP is used for a lot of things. So like I said, I don't know anything about River City Ransom.
Yeah.
I know that is more of like a Double Dragon type game. This is not at all that. I mean, that's not what Crash in the Voids is.
I think Arc Systems Works, who are your Guilty Gear, your whatever. They also publish other shit. I think they absorbed the River City IP, along with the Double Dragon IP and something else.
if somebody made like a fucking, I cannot, like, I have had so many epic Crash and the Boys battles with people. I'm really fucking good at that game. Like, it's just like a fighting game where like nobody eventually wants to play me because I'm just too fucking, like, I've done all the research. Like, it's so fucking good. If that was on Mr. Game at Combo Breaker, I would fuck everybody up, dude. I would fuck them up.
What if Arc Systems Works made that game for you? Would that not be the ultimate wet dream?
It would be pretty amazing. I mean, God. Oh, God, yeah, I would love it. Anyway, that went on way longer than I thought that question would go on, but I love me some Crash and the Boys. So anyway.
Apparently.
Oh, I love it. It's so good. What fighting game character got the biggest downgrade in a sequel?
Undoubtedly, that is Chun-Li from Third Strike to 4. She went in Street Fighter 4. She's like one of the better characters in the game. She's high tier. She's got great buttons and whatever. In Street Fighter 3, she was not quite ST Akuma. Just shy.
I agree with everything that you said, except for the very first part where you said she's unquestionably the biggest downgrade, because that's not even that big of a downgrade. It is a big downgrade.
Oh, no, it's huge.
I don't even think that's as big of a downgrade as Ryu from 4 to 5.
Oh, okay.
and that's not that big of that's not that big of a downgrade either. Honestly, I mean, it is. It's a big downgrade, but it's not. Okay, biggest downgrade of anyone has to be a Smash character.
Sentinel?
It's got to be a Smash character, dude.
No. I changed my mind. I'm right. And you're wrong.
Sentinel?
MVC2
From 2
Sentinel
to 3?
To Marvel 3 Sentinel.
He's still really good in 3. I know he's not like SSS.
No, he's not.
Isn't he like low high in 3?
Mid low.
Really?
He's got a good assist that's kind of like a hidden missiles where it has some interesting combo opportunities and also decent pressure. But no, he was like one of the top 3 characters, one of the only 3 playable characters in Marvel 2, and then he went to a mid-low character.
Okay,
I'm sticking with that one.
That's a pretty big one. I think Meta Knight's a pretty big one from Brawl, obviously. There's definitely some in Brawl that were huge. Oh, Captain Falcon might be. Yeah, from Melee to Brawl. Oh my God.
Going from like a top 5 character to not being that.
Yeah, he's like top. I don't think he's 5. Falcon is in that tier of not top, but better than everyone else.
Better than everyone else.
I think he's with like Peach usually, where he's.
Is he above Pikachu?
Usually, yeah.
Yeah.
I think most Melee tier lists, correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, it's like anymore everybody thinks, at least currently, everybody thinks Martha's the best. I think that's really stupid.
Really?
Yeah, I think it's really stupid. I mean, I think he's very good, don't get me wrong, but like being better than Fox, like no fucking way. But anyway, usually it's Martha or Fox at number 1. Falco's usually around number 3. Jigglypuff's up there, and then Sheik.
Yes.
And then
I'm surprised that Jigs is beating Sheik, but I guess Hungry Box,
I think Sheik's done nothing but fall off over the years. She's still really good and destroys a lot of the cast, but yeah, and then I think it's usually like a tier of like Captain Falcon and Peach after that, and then like, and then I think it's like maybe people will think
Pikachu
like
and Yoshi,
Samus, that kind of shit. Anyway, so Captain Falcon and Ganon from Melee to Brawl were a fucking gargantuan downgrade. I feel like there are other Smash ones, but yeah, those are really. I'm trying to think of other IPs right now. I think those aren't that bad either. Yeah, I don't know. Those are the ones that are coming to mind. I feel like there's something that I'm missing. I feel like there's some character in some game that I'm just like
some obvious.
Completely not. Yeah, there's gonna like if I looked at a list, like there'd be some super obvious one.
Johnny from Guilty Gear is either the best character in the game or the worst character in the game because of his mechanic. They can't find a way to balance it. He throws coins at you.
I've seen that one. Yeah, it's a really weird mechanic.
Yeah, if you hit them with enough coins, then you get access to a move that's like unblockable and full screen and leads to 90% combos. I'm oversimplifying it also wrong. So either he's the best character in the game because he's broken once he hits you with a few coins, or they try and balance it and then he becomes the worst character in the game because why would you need to spend all this literal money trying to be good as a character?
Yeah.
It's not literal money, but it's Johnny's money. I imagine he's using his own coins. Anyway.
The other one that I just thought of while you were saying that is these are actually really big. These might be the biggest ones. It's Vega and DJ. From 2 to 4. Vega and DJ were bottom 5 the entirety of Street Fighter 4, and Vega is generally considered the best character in ST by most people.
Yeah.
Claw.
Outside of Akuma, but yeah.
Sure. Yeah, he didn't count.
Yeah.
And then usually DJ is a very, very high tier character by most people, I'm pretty sure.
He's
maybe
high.
maybe
I don't think he's top tier.
Yeah, maybe not top. Yeah. But so yeah, those are pretty big downgrades. So anyway, all right. Smash 6.
I wish my dogs would stop barking.
Yeah, they're going off. Do we want more characters in Smash 6? Or do we start over with around 20 that have completely new movesets / mechanics?
I have more characters. I don't want to Smash 6 if I'm honest.
Yeah.
I just want season 6.
I actually agree. I don't know why anyone Smash Ultimate to me is, I mean, it's not as magical as Street Fighter 4, but it is the same kind of game where it's like if you make a new game, you're a fucking idiot. Tell you what I want. I want a DLC. I want one round of DLC that doesn't introduce any new characters. It only does like cool balance shit, and then also deletes Min Min and Steve from the game.
You want the opposite of a character
and hero patch. And hero. Yeah, I want Smash Ultimate, and I want a DLC patch that deletes like 5 characters. That's what I want.
If I have to pick between the two, I'll say more characters because that reads to me like Ultimate, but with more characters.
Yeah, I don't know that Smash really needs. I feel like if you're gonna shrink the roster, it implies that you're gonna really revamp and revitalize certain core things about the way the game works. And I think the time where they would have done that would have been Ultimate's release, because they did do that in Ultimate. But then they also added fucking 10 million characters. So like honestly, Smash, dude, if you don't think Smash Ultimate is one of the fucking most badass games that's ever been made, just from like what they've done and how well they've succeeded. We've said this before. I just never get tired of saying it. Like, I don't understand how people hate on that game. There are gonna be things you hate about it. I understand, like maybe there's certain decisions. I get it, but it is fucking insane how many things Smash Ultimate does right. And if you don't appreciate that, you're a fucking dumbass. Like that game does so many things right. It has no business doing as well as it does in as many different areas as it does well. Yeah, Min Min is stupid. Fucking Steve is stupid. Fucking, whatever. Sure. There's dumb shit in the game. But, like, overall, that game is a goddamn triumph. Anyway, when is Metal playing and streaming Persona? Fucking never. Next question.
No, go back. That's a real question that merits a response.
I don't want to do it.
As soon as I can make... Okay, Will. You don't have to do the whole thing. Just give it a shot. See how it feels. Maybe you'll like it.
Just the Persona tip. Just for a second.
It's just the Persona tip. Yeah, it's a fun game, and you'd probably like it, if I'm honest. Just set all of your bitching and griping about down guns aside for just we have to do it in person. We have to dual mic it like we didn't do for when I played Metal Gear Solid that everyone missed out on. It has to be that where I hate everything and you are baffled at how awful I am and didn't know anyone could hate something and be as bad as they are. Okay. So I don't know. I have no answer for you, A2, but Alex is we don't have a
apparently
specific
gonna keep doing
date set yet, but will do it.
Right.
I will make him.
No cheating with Google, even if you don't actually know. Explain how a turbocharger works. Oh, I'm really excited. I think I know this.
Oh yeah.
Do you know this? Do you know this? You don't know?
No, I don't.
Okay. Okay. Now I gotta remember. There's a supercharger and there's a turbocharger. And
oh fuck.
And do
they work different?
Yes, they do the same. They do the same thing, but a different way, from what I understand. So a turbocharger, I'm pretty sure, is the air one, which is no. Supercharger's the air one. Shit. Oh, I got to think about this. Okay, hang on. You think turbocharger's the air?
Yeah, because it functions on a combustion engine, right?
Did you just Google this?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, okay. So I thought no, superchargers are driven by a belt, so turbocharger must be the air one. Yes, I'm doubling down. Okay, so turbocharger is like if you're going at like a certain speed, it gets like a new air intake or some shit, and that makes all the things go faster. It's like you're going fast enough, and then
you're feeding it more air.
Yeah, it's getting enough air, harder. And then it can go hard. So turbochargers, I know everybody has like a problem with turbo lag, where it's like they take an amount of time to kick in and feel the effects of.
Hold on, is that where you turn the turbo on, but since it's on the off frame and you're only running at 30 frames per second, it's pressing the button on every other input, so you actually don't get any inputs? Is that what a turbocharger
basically? So I know you get turbo lag with the turbocharger because it has to like build up, and I'm pretty sure what it's building up is like the air. And so my car has a turbo in it, and I know like it doesn't feel very much faster than my last car off the line. Like the 0 to 60 on my car is almost imperceptibly different than my previous car. which is weird because my previous car wasn't turbocharged. It just had like a bigger engine or some shit. But the 60 to like 80 or 90 on the highway of my car now is so much better than my last car, which is what I like about it. Because like when you're on the highway, you want to get the fuck out of Dodge because people are asshole idiot drivers. And I'm just like, nope, I'm going past all of you idiots. And, you get the blocks of traffic. That's what I like. Mm-hmm. Okay, so supercharger, I'm pretty sure is belt fed. I think they require like more maintenance, and they also are like way bigger mechanically, which is why like you only see superchargers on like American cars. Like the old American cars are like the more popular one from what I understand. So they need like more physical space. Like you need like the fucking Ram hood and like all that shit. But it's belt fed, so I'm pretty sure because it's belt fed and it's extra just mechanical motion, you get supercharger right away. I think I'm right. A2, let me know. I think I'm right. That's just something that I did know. I think I'm right about that. All right. Whose birth year had the best movies?
This one Metal, I was just looking at.
Lex or A2?
Are you 84, Will?
I'm 86.
86. Oh, yeah, I was gonna. If it's 84, then it's definitely you.
I gotta do. Hang on. Well, 86 has a lot of good ones, though, dude. I'm pretty sure 86 has
Top Gun,
Big Trouble
Aliens.
in Little China. I'm pretty sure is 86.
Stand By Me. Off, The Fly.
Aliens.
I'm not gonna count The Labyrinth. Highlander.
What do you mean you're not gonna count The Labyrinth?
Fuck The Labyrinth.
What? Yeah. We're no longer friends. You don't like Labyrinth? Are you serious?
I have a serious issue. I'm scared by claymation.
There's no claymation. There's literally no claymation in the movie.
I get that same vibe watching it, if I hypothetically watched it today, from half of those fucking Muppets in that movie. The weird things that are headless that threaten to behead her so that she can
getting down with fire. Dude, it's so good. That's the... What? Labyrinth is one of the very best movies ever made. How dare you? No.
Hands. No, it's not the best
oh my God.
Jim Henson movie. You're wrong. If you get a chance, look up Jim Henson's The Cube. You're wrong until you watch that movie and come back and talk to me.
All right, fine. But Big Trouble in Little China also came out in 1986, and Labyrinth, You're Dumb and Bad. Those both count for so many points. So many points.
It's just really good.
Dude, Labyrinth and Big Trouble in Little China are literally two of my favorite movies. The Golden Child?
Yeah, have you seen The Golden Child?
Oh, I love that fucking movie. I fucking love Golden Child, dude. I haven't seen it in ages, but it has isn't Golden Child, doesn't it have Charles Dance in it? Yeah, so fucking Tywin Lannister. He's also the bad guy from fucking Last Action Hero. Charles Dance is the shit, dude. Short Circuit, racism. Let's go. Best racist movie ever.
There's basically nothing that I can offer you from 1990. Like the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie is good. Misery.
Ooh, that's high.
Very strong.
Misery's strong, but original TMNT is one of the best, like, shitty, great. TMNT 1, I watch. I get sad every time Raphael Pseudo dies.
Oh, yeah.
It's very good. Donatello's the shit.
Jacob's Ladder, very strong. Oh, there was something at the end. The Rescuers Down Under.
That's good.
It's good.
Is that good.
But that's about all I can offer you.
All right, let me go back real quick to 84 for A2.
Oh, wait, Night of the Living Dead. Oh, but that's the remake. Never mind.
Dude, Dune and Neverending Story for A2 are pretty high up there.
Yeah.
And the original Terminator.
Yeah. I was looking at 84. I was going to say that's hands down better than 90.
I think I'm still winning in 86, though, dude.
I'm still going down. Scene in the well when she's falling and they do the hands and the hands make faces.
Yeah, she chose down.
We're
helping hands.
No.
Pluto, call the rocks. Ooh, it's so I fucking love. Love that smell bad, dude. Fucking Ambrosius is the funniest goddamn character. Ambrosius, I will never feed you again, and then he just like immediately stopped. Dude, that is the best movie. Did she say it? Labyrinth alone wins this fucking list. Get the fuck out of here. 84 is strong A2, but I fucking mopped the floor with you. I mopped the floor with you, dude.
It's probably 86.
And yeah,
86.
90 is poop.
Cap, 84.
Yeah, 90 is poop. I thought it was going to be better in 90, but yeah, it's not good.
No.
Lex I update.
Okay. Yeah. So here's where I'm at. So to take you from where I've been at, I had a contact lens in my eye. Bandage lens, so it's a contact lens with a very low prescription, basically like a trial contact lens, just to see if you like contacts. I had one of those in my eye for like 4 months because they failed to schedule a follow-up appointment for me in that interim. And then I got an eye infection, and then I had to get the contact lens replaced, and I had to take antibiotics and whatever in my eye, steroids and antibiotics in my eye, because it was really painful and did the same problem. It just completely reopened the wound. So now I have to, on my own time, go back to them to get them to replace the contact lens so that I don't get a corneal ulcer. And I need to make sure that I do that like once a month, give or take, which should be, I'll have to do it this week. But then after some amount of time, they'll either say, all right, do you want to keep going at this, or do you just want to shoot you do you want us to shoot you in the eye with a laser? And I'm going to say, yes, please.
Please laser me.
Please laser me. I'll just hold my eye open.
Fuck all of that.
Corneal ulcer, that's the current risk. The guy I went to was like, why did they not take your contact lens? Why didn't they make another appointment? Don't they know? They must know that you'll get a corneal ulcer. And I was like, that sounds bad. And he's like, yeah, go back to them, talk to them. So I have to hold out until March something is when they'll do the assessment. So I have to get my contact lens changed this month, and then probably next month.
Best of luck, man. That sounds so fucking awful. I would be painful. Very frustrated if that was
my eye dries out about 9 o'clock at night. So like I just spend the rest of the night with that one blurry eye, but I can't close my eye because then it'll dry and adhere to my eyelid. So anyway, that's my update.
QAnon shaman dude transferring prisons for organic food. I don't know anything about this, but based on just context clues from the headline, sounds like the dumbest fucking shit I've ever heard.
Okay, so you're familiar with the Capitol riots?
I know
right?
QAnon shaman man. I don't know anything about him transferring prisons for organic food.
So he went to jail for hell crimes, and while he was in jail, he said, "What is this prison slop? I only eat organic food." And they said, to give you an idea of the typical response, if a Muslim prisoner says, "Hey, I can't eat pork," they say, "Suck it up, bitch." Or in the case of the prisoners held at Guantanamo, they will exclusively offer them pork because they know that they can't eat it to adhere to their religion. Anyway, so the guy says, "I can't eat this prison slop. It's not organic. I can only eat organic food." And they said, "Oh, poor baby. Oh, well, we'll see what we can do to get you some organic food. Oh, we checked our shelves and we don't have any, so we'll send you over to the nice people prison for nice folk."
God.
So he's got organic food now. Anyway, that's white people and white people shit.
Yay!
That's all I can say. I'm sorry to all of our white listeners that I've alienated.
I'm gonna go become a shaman.
But because they'll just fucking cut you that slack.
Or all the fucking like shaman stands on Twitter that are like, "Oh, he's so hot, fuck me, shaman daddy." It's like, how are you? What is wrong? Oh my god. Anyway, yeah. Yep. Nicest FGC player you've met. Worst FGC player you've met. And favorite DDD main. Nicest FGC player I've met. Probably Professor Lex.
That's a lie.
Worst? That's probably true, actually.
You need to meet some nicer people.
Worst FGC player I've met? Like, I'm guessing he means like worst person.
Probably.
Oh man, I gotta think on this one. There have been a lot of bad, annoying people over the years. Oh man.
Do you want me to do mine?
There's too many to count. I'm gonna hold on worst. I don't know. There's too many. There's been a lot. I've had a lot of encounters with people that have been pretty bad, but I don't know that there's like a single
defining worst.
There's a lot, especially I'm trying to leverage like the current era or weigh the current era versus the past era, because there's certainly some people in the current era where I'm like, you're pretty bad. But
worst, I'm interpreting it as worst to me because like you could say infiltration, sure, because he beats his wife and is just a bad guy.
You've met though. Have you met infiltration?
Played.
Favorite DDD main, MetalMusicMan. What are your answers, Alex?
I was gonna say MetalMusicMan is my favorite DDD player.
Yeah, we both said it. Yeah.
If you're talking about Ultimate, then yeah, it's A2. The nicest guy that I've met, excluding that time with Mike Ross where I was too starstruck and he was just very pleasant. FC Jago was actually really nice. He's not a community figure anymore, but way back in the
is
earlier
FC
days,
Jago the guy who was Twisted Jago? Just Jago, like that guy? Jago? Okay.
He had this persona where he would teach you things, but he was like mean about it. And whenever he was like playing on stream or anything, he was belligerent and mean and whatever. I met him at my first tournament, and he was like so shy. And I was like, "How are things going?" And he was like, "Nice, pretty good." I was like, "Oh my god, you are so different from your He seemed like shy. He didn't have like a stutter, but he seemed like he was fumbling with his words. Like he didn't. I was like, "Hey man, I'm a huge fan," and he was like, "Thanks, I really appreciate it."
That's amazing. That's amazing.
FC Jago's the nicest guy I'd met. The worst to me that I have had the pleasure of the personal interaction with is definitely Filipino Champ for the reasons that I've given before. If I can expand, I actually played, it was Leah, a guy who went by Fecal Penance, and I, in a 3-on-3 match in Marvel against Ricky Ortiz, Flo, and someone. And that was our point. It was Pokemon style. So it was me versus Ricky Ortiz. And I played Phoenix back in the day. And she did it's a move they call the Pretty Ricky, where you do Wolverine Jump Light X Factor. So it's like an instant overhead. It's unreactable. But I know that Wolverine players like to do this. She did the move. She did the Jump Light X Factor, and then I just like push blocked her away. I was like, "Yeah, fuck you." Yeah. So she spent X Factor. That was her biggest resource. She thought she was going to open me up, kill a character, get the snap, kill Jean.
Well, you can't react to the Jump Light, but they can't react to the X Factor. They have to go all in, right? They can't confirm into it. So yeah, that's sick. Yeah.
So it was really cool. And then afterwards, she was like, I would have beaten you except for Phoenix. And it's like, no, you lost in the first 5 seconds. That's your fault. Like, why?
Is this a story about how you beat Ricky Ortiz at a game of Marvel, Alex? Yeah, let's go. For those of you who don't know about Professor Lex, I'm gonna hype you up just a little bit here. Let's go, Alex.
Yeah, it was a best of one. So like maybe in a longer set you would have beaten me. But
I hate when they say that shit. By the way,
like don't fucking tell me about how you would have beaten me. You didn't. You lost.
Well, I also feel like you can always tell there's a difference where you're like, man, I really wish I had gotten blah. But like, I hate when it's like a good player and they say some dumb shit like that to you. Like I've had some matches with like the good players and they say like some stupid shit to me like that, where they're just like, blah, 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 you know, you only won because of blah. And it's like, bro, fuck you. Why are you such a fucking douche nozzle?
I won.
Like fucking get fucked, dude. Like, some wolf guy was a douche to me at Combo Breaker after I beat him with Ganon. He's like, you know, you only blah, blah. I'm like, bitch, you only lost because you literally never edge guarded me. Get a lot better.
You lost.
You only lost because you played like shit because you're a Smash 4 player and you never edge guarded once. Fucking suck my dick. Anyway. Yeah, so that was your interaction with Filipino Champ though you're saying was bad? Or that was
because Filipino Champ did that thing. First, he fucked off for like an hour when we were supposed to be playing our match.
This is that time. This is that same
tournament.
Oh, okay. Okay. I didn't realize.
Yeah, I just wanted to say that later I played Ricky Ortiz, and she wasn't particularly nice to me either. Yeah, it irritated me that she felt the need to explain why I won. I know why I won. I was there. Also,
I was there beating you. No, I don't know. I haven't had very many interactions with Ricky Ortiz, so I can't say. I mean, she seems like kind of like weird old school FGC head for sure. There was an event, and I don't know. I can't tell. Like maybe I was out of place. I don't know. I was trying to be positive, but maybe because it was like an outfit comment, I was negative. I don't know. I think back on it, but like she came into like the main Evo venue. And this was like pre-transition, and she was wearing like fishnets and some shit with like her fucking EG gaming shirt. And I just like was walking by, and I was like, "What's up, Ricky? Like sick outfit or something." And then she looked at me like I was an asshole, like she thought I was like demeaning her. And I was like being sincere. I was being sincere. Like it was just like in passing. And I was like, oh God, like she shot me this like awful look. And I was like, fuck. I was like, I'm not going to try and explain that I was being sincere. Like,
no, I meant it in a good way.
I really did. Like, I thought it.
Not that you have to dress up for me. Just
it was just. And I was like, oh fuck! Like, there's no saving this. Like, clearly it was interpreted in a negative way. I'm just gonna leave. So I don't know. I'm sure there's a lot of pressure and probably bad comments that she was used to getting. Sure. So, but yeah, that's like the only interaction I've had with Ricky. But anyway, that's the end of A2's list. So
wow, all right.
Yeah, did you still want to tag on some other shit, or I think we've got a full thing if you want to save that for later.
We'll save it. We'll save.
Okay,
we got a rant on Street Fighter V.
Their update.
Threatening to violate me anally for a week over it.
Don't threaten me with a good time, Alex. All right, I have been MetalMusicMan.
And I've been Professor Lex.
And thank you, A2, for your content. We will catch you guys next time.
Yeah.